One. With Easter right around the corner, many parents of children with ADHD are stressing about the inevitable behavior that will result from all the candy in those cute little Easter baskets. Guys, if you're tuning in, drop a hello in the chat. I want to make sure I'm coming through and you can hear me okay. I think I am. Sorry, it looked like I was having a bit of a technical problem there, but I am here. I'm Dana Kay and I work with parents of children with ADHD and I help them to naturally reduce their children's symptoms. I'm a board certified health and nutrition practitioner, but along with being a practitioner, I'm also a mum of a child with ADHD. Hi, thanks for giving me a wave. So I know how hard it can be to manage challenging behavior that results from a child's ADHD. So today I'm here to help. Hi, Maddie's mum. Thanks for tuning in. Look, the truth is, Easter doesn't have to be stressful and it doesn't have to be full of gluten, dairy, soy, artificial flavors, and colors and other nasties as well. ADHD mama and mother to a child with ADHD. Thanks for letting us know, Marcy. Now, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share some of my best tips and tricks for making Easter less stressful and more fun for everyone. I'm also going to share 2 free Easter candy recipes and some natural Easter egg dye recipes. So make sure and stick around for those. So if you guys are ready to get started, just drop a yes in the comments. If you're here or if you're watching the replay, just say #replay. I love to see when actual people are able to tune in. Is it live or is it in the replay? Now, children with ADHD can still have a great time at Easter without eating way too much sugar and other terrible ingredients. So here are a few ways that many of the families that I work with are making Easter both fun and relatively healthy. Now, first of all, they're remembering that candy is not the only thing that can be used to fill those Easter baskets. So some other items you want to consider are small packages of Lego, money. I know my boys like money. Toy-filled eggs. You can just search for those on Amazon to find so many options. Water balloons, since we're coming into spring and summer. Balls, chalk, bubbles, clothes, books, gift cards, fidgets, Play-Doh, kinetic sand. I mean, I could go on and on. You've got all the dollar store toys, tattoos, stickers, fun Band-Aids, sunglasses, goggles, new swimsuit, pajamas, crafts. I mean, there are so many ideas out there. One idea that a mum in my program recently shared is that she opens up Lego packages and she hides the pieces in plastic eggs. And so when her children find all the eggs, they put together the Lego pieces together to make a new Lego masterpiece. I thought that was a fabulous idea. There are really so many things to include that aren't food. So you want to be creative and you want to have fun while doing it. Now, to make Easter fun and healthier, the families I work with are also remembering to include some candy in their children's baskets. It's important to make sure our children don't feel left out. I teach all the families I work with to avoid gluten, dairy, and soy because these are the top 3 inflammatory foods, as well as artificial flavors and colors, because these things can exacerbate ADHD symptoms. But cutting out these foods and eating healthier does not mean they never get treats. These are kids, okay? And they need to still get fun treats just like their friends are getting as well. But we can choose better alternatives. Now, I can already hear some questions forming for those that are tuning in. What are those better alternatives? Now, better alternatives are candies that avoid some of the worst ingredients out there, like those artificial colors. There's been a lot of talk of those in the media lately. Red 40, blue 1, artificial flavors as well. And of course, like I mentioned, those top inflammatory foods. Artificial colors are actually derived from petroleum. Can you believe that? They're linked to several health issues, including allergies and hyperactivity in children. I don't know about you, but when my son was going through all of his ADHD symptoms, I didn't need another thing to make him more hyperactive. Now, did you know they actually require a warning label in Europe And yet we give them to our kids freely here in America. Artificial flavors, on the other hand, they are also complex chemical mixtures, and they're made in a lab using various substances like, just listen to this, crude oil, coal tar, and they can contain upward of 100 different ingredients, including some that are banned in other countries as well. So food companies don't need to tell us anything about the ingredients actually in their artificial flavors. They just slap on artificial flavors on the ingredient label, and we are left in the dark about what we're really eating. So we definitely want to avoid that as well. Luckily for us, not all candy has this ingredient, so it's great. Some of my absolute favorite brands are Yum Earth, Free to Be, Enjoy Life. And so by choosing better alternatives, our kids still get candy and don't feel left out, but we don't have to deal with any of the fallout from all of those yucky ingredients. So we get the best of both worlds. We get our kids that are happy, and so are we. Another option is to make your own candy that isn't full of these nasty ingredients. Now, to help with this, my team actually found a couple of homemade candy recipes that we would love to share with you all. You can find those 2 candy recipes at the link in my bio. The link on Instagram is at ADHD Thrive Institute. In YouTube, I'll include the links in the video description below, so make sure you check that out so you can give that a try. Someone's saying, does this mean ADHD rates are lower in Europe because of the lack of food colorings? Yes, you would be surprised. You would be, as you see, they are. It's the same with Canada and Australia. US actually has the highest rate of diagnosis of ADHD. Now, one of those recipes that I gave is a homemade nut butter cup. I love this recipe so much because back in the day, Reese's peanut butter eggs used to be my favorite candy, and this homemade recipe is very similar, but it isn't full of all the nasty ingredients. Now, the other one is for a candy bar that kind of tastes like a Milky Way. They are both so yummy and so good. So make sure you check out those links for those 2 recipes. Another idea for Easter baskets that many families like is to make a deal with your children ahead of time, letting them know that they can trade out any bad candy they receive for cash. As I said earlier, I don't know about everyone listening out there. My boys love cash. So this is something they now look forward to. They would much rather have the cash in their pocket than candy that disappears in seconds. Remember, Easter isn't about candy, or at least it doesn't have to be. Our kids can still have a great time without getting a sugar high or filling their bellies full of these inflammatory foods. Now, I also mentioned that I would share with you some natural Easter egg dye recipes. One of the mums in our program actually found the perfect natural Easter egg dye, and I had to share it with all of you. Now, these natural egg dyes, they're chemical free, they're straightforward, they're healthier for our kids, and the results are actually beautiful. She shared some pictures, and they looked amazing. They were so pretty. The colors were beautiful. She graciously shared with us how she achieved these colors. So she actually used turmeric for the yellow color. She used avocado skins for light pink. I mean, can you believe it? Turmeric and purple cabbage for green, beet and purple cabbage for purple, red cabbage for blue, sumac for pink. It looks like maroon at first, but then it goes deeper into pink. Then she used red beet for red and coffee for brown. I'll actually add these ingredients and instructions in the comment of this live, so you don't have to hurry and write them down. Just make sure you watch my feed today when I publish this live to the feed, and you'll be able to grab those ingredients. Someone's saying, a great substitute my daughter likes his dates filled with peanut butter, dipped in dark chocolate. It tastes like Snickers, and it's good, sweet alternative. That is amazing. Yes, that is an awesome, awesome tip for families listening today. So thank you for sharing. Now, to make the dyes, you want to boil the ingredients for over an hour to really extract those deep colors. Then you want to let it cool, and then you strain the liquid into the jar. Then you can mix in 1 tablespoon of vinegar per cup of dye, and this really helps the color adhere to the eggshell. You want to then put the eggs in the dye and leave them in the fridge overnight for that best color. And then finally, after drying, you just rub a little bit of oil on the eggs to give them this beautiful shine. That's it. It's no fancy steps. It's just a simpler, healthier way to color Easter eggs. But guys, I hope you try these out. Share your results with me. I'm really, really excited to see what you come up with. And again, make sure you grab those recipes in the bio in my Instagram, or if you are on YouTube, in the video description on my YouTube. Now, that is it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, thanks for sharing your recommendations in here as well. And if you need anything, drop me a DM and I'll be happy to chat. Take care. Bye for now.